Hey everybody, it's Max McAllister, and we are going to do an installation video for the new ATL BIK power folding mirror kit for the 2018 Plus Honda Goldwing. I'm going to do this video in three parts. One is kind of stripping the bike to get it ready, and second part will be putting the motorized frames into the mirrors, and the third part will be putting the wiring harness on. And I guess we don't really have to do a fourth part, because from there you just put it back together and it's really not that complicated. Assembly is reverse of disassembly. So anyway, in this first step, I've actually got the mirrors off because we were playing with them. If you haven't done it, there's a plastic cover under each mirror. There's one screw in it that has a 5mm hex in the head of it. Pull that piece of plastic off. Two 8mm headed bolts in here hold the mirror on. Be careful not to drop them into the bodywork. When you pull the mirror away, you will expose the boot. Just let it hang gently. The mirror, you won't scratch anything, particularly if you're being careful. Back the boot up, release the connector, the mirror is off. So you're going to do that on both sides of the bike. The only part of the bike we're going to disassemble is just this one side. The wiring harness is going to go in this area. So we are going to, I call these the spaghetti strips. Max's handy mechanic tip of the day. You might have to, your wife probably doesn't even have one of these, but maybe your grandma does. Go steal your grandma's muffin tin. It's a great ultimate parts organizer. These spaghetti straps, you kind of start at the bottom and twist them out. And I'll say there's one other little trick. Well, I think I've showed in one of my other videos. There's a nuisance tab here. We just take a brand new razor blade and glide that off. It is a nuisance. It makes, if you're ever working on your own bike, it's as if it was meant to go there one single time and never be taken apart again. So it's just a nuisance. And we just lop that little tab off and life gets easier. Oops, I don't have to take this one off. I'm sorry. So then from here, there's one 5mm head bolt up in here. On this bike, almost all the hardware is black. This one little bolt is silver, so that helps make it easy to remember where that goes. There is a Honda push pin right here near the radiator grill. So we're going to push that pin. You can pull out on the fairing and it'll pretty much pop at you. And then there's one more bolt straight forward in the fairing here. It is in the black plastic, and so what you don't know is it's the colored plastic is overlapping behind it. Now, I'm going to tell you Max's dirty trick here. Now, the proper way, if you want to do the proper way, you actually would come around here, and you're going to need to remove this inner fairing panel here. There's a couple of more bolts, and then 6 Honda push pins way up in here, and it's quite a nuisance. A headlight is very helpful, particularly if your eyes aren't great. But the reason you're taking that whole cover out of there is there's one little push pin in here that comes through from the other way. The only reason I can figure out it's there is that it was an assembly aid at the factory for as the bike goes down the line. I can't find the purpose it serves. And my bike, I don't even care if it's there. I don't even put it back. If you have a reason to have the cover off, put it back. You can buy a package of these little things from Showchrome for like $5 or $6 and get 10 or 12 of them. This is a great thing to have around. You just buy them off Amazon. I'll try and remember to put a link. But see, because you're going to do stuff like that, just shoot little pieces of plastic around and lose them. So anyway, back there is one pin. When you pop this fairing off, it'll just drop out. Sometimes you find it, sometimes you don't. I know it sounds crazy. I just don't care about the thing. ETL bike did include a little bodywork spoon, which is kind of cool, particularly if you've never had your fairing off to help kind of get it started. You can get under it some. If your fairing has never been off, it's likely to be very difficult to pop it out of the rubber grommets. And so when we put it back together, I always grease those so that you're the next guy working on your own bike. It's easy. So ours has been apart a few times, but my tip for this is I grip this whole thing with 2 hands. I'm pinching it so I have a hold of it, and then I just pull on it. and it'll pop loose, okay? And it may pop abruptly. Don't worry, you haven't broken anything. It's just very loud, all right? So there's another one down here. It pulls straight out. The fairing starts coming loose. Now we're going from the back forward. This fairing is pretty much all the way loose at this point. Actually, that pin is already gone from somewhere. Or is there one more I got to get? Maybe there is one more I have to get. How's that for a trick? Do I have one I got to get? I didn't think that one mattered. See, even the master gets taught a lesson once in a while, huh? All right, I lied. There's one push pin right there. The lowest one down on the point of the corner you got to take. The one I was telling you is a nuisance is right here. And it points through from right there. I just don't even have it on my bike. It's just a nuisance. So I've never used it. So other than my instructions being bad, one pin right there, fairing's off. Put that someplace safe. And we're now ready for the harness installation. So I'm going to stop there. That's one video if you want to get that far. So don't forget, thumbs up. We'll be back with the harness installation, which we're going to do mirrors part 2, harness part 3. See you in a minute.